on the show to try to make for interesting.
All right, welcome to Jack Dotson's Racing Insider News this week. We got we're a little dark. We don't want nobody to see Justin.
Is this a reveal?
Yeah, right. I did right. Yeah.
It is very silhouette-y. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That may be the best way to look at you, Justin. I ain't get,
Damn.
What did we just say about the
Anyway,
he's gonna come here Saturday. Everything gonna be denied.
Right. What? I can't get in.
all right.
All right. Well, let's thank our marketing partners. Right. That'd be terrible to do that right in front of her, wouldn't it?
And one in front of one of your partners.
Let's thank. Let's put it back on together. Slinger Speed Company. If you need a shirt or graphics or what have you, Mayhem Management. Dinner is on Papa John's. Got to thank Papa John's. We got Miss Papa John's in the
That's
house.
right. Not not Papa Slice or
What? Yeah. Smith Wraps and Graphics. You need some decals or stickers, or you need your car wrapped. NC811. Call before you dig. GAC, Great American Company. Bondrich Brothers Distillery. Jack's still supposed to bring us some drink. That's.
When is that show?
I know, right? That's what I'm trying to
we can
figure
make
out.
it tonight. I got some in the car, but
It just ain't real cold, I guess. Worse when there's some really hot alcohol.
Well, I mean, that's how they do it in Germany. They drink warm beer.
Yeah, well, we're in America. I don't know about that. I don't have the stomach for that. I think Pepsi, Mountain Dew. Do we got any drinks, Jack? Man,
yeah, they're in the other.
down on the Jack. Man, I might. Hippie, are you available? We might need a PR guy over here.
At least you were here before 6:55.
Yeah. I recently became
Available. Langley Speedway for allowing us to do our show here. Factory Canopies for these nice countertop or cover and our chairs. Black Acid Apparel if you need 1 shirt, 50 shirts, 5 shirts. MPM Marketing, talk to Tanya McAllister if you need some help with your social media stuff. Safety Clean and Performance Plus that Jack gets absolutely nothing out of.
Nothing.
But I appreciate their help. What's up, Justin? What's up, Robert? With that, we're going to
turn everything over to Justin as he's going to do the draft
Well, you're gonna turn everything over
for the Louis Pasteur's Commander's Cup this coming weekend, which is really a really cool thing.
Yeah, and I wish I would have gotten you. I should have got you the graphic. I don't know if you can see, but we've got a brand new trophy. This will stay here at the track. Everybody that's drafted on a team, the winning team, will get their own trophy, similar to this, just a little smaller one that they can take home. This one's going to stay here with the Hampton Heat Trophy. We'll figure out somewhere to put it. But what we're going to do, we're going to take these nifty, cool little challenge coins here. Instead of just drawing names out of a hat. So we've got all of the branches of the military. You'll have to forgive me. The Space Force one is a Kennedy Space Center one. I don't know anybody in the Space Force.
You don't?
No.
Really?
No. A lot of these, most of these coins, except for an Army one that I got back when I was in middle school playing for a general that was retiring, and this John C. Stennis coin. They're actually donated to me. So some of my friends helping me out from the Marines and the Army. So we're going to put them in the cup and essentially pick all the teams for this weekend.
All right.
If y'all are cool with that.
We're good. We're good.
Cool. So what I'll do is we're going to start from kind of the bottom up. We'll go from the bandos.
Okay.
And for those people that aren't familiar with how the Commander's Cup works, the top 6 in points, which I've got all of them listed out here. They're all going to get a random assignment of a military branch, and the branch that has the lowest finishing order at the end of the night will win.
All right.
There we go. The first one is Aiden Millette. Will represent the Marines. Oh, are you going to write them all down?
Yeah.
Oh, I should be able to type them too. Let's see. Addison Schumann, currently 2nd in points. If I can get here. Will represent the Coast Guard. Atlee Weiss, which is on your shirt, but they can't see. Because it's dark.
Sorry, they'll see it. Well, sometime.
Will represent the Space Force. Miss Sarah Whitesell, the United States Army. Nevaeh Edwards will be the Navy.
I'm glad you didn't ask me to type that in. Because you'd be like, what did you
Would
say?
be chicken pecking.
Bad.
And then Riley Rondeau, last but not least, will have the Air Force. Now this is where everybody goes, woo!
Woo! Hey, all right.
All right.
See if we can see some of the comments too.
Hmm.
I gotta
Justin
find
said
a way.
The trophy is looking good and clear.
I gotta find a way to get some like.
Stephanie, we got the lights on. It's just a.
You gotta
The
get
camera.
the trophy engraved like the Stanley Cup.
You know,
Uh,
so we were talking about that earlier, and you just keep adding little placards around the side as the team wins, and you just keep putting larger bases on it. But that it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to have the bandos race because the trophy is going to be bigger than them, or you just put them in the trophy when they win.
Got Larson size.
All right, so for the legends, first up is our current points leader, Mr. Spencer Saunders, will represent the Air Force. Jamie Price will have the Army. Charlie Beals, you will have the Marines. Devin Courtney, you will represent the Coast Guard. Jacob Derrick will have the Navy. And Trey, what's that leave? The Space Force, Trey Force, or Trey Williams with the Space Force. Trey Force with the Space Williams.
Trey Force with the Williams.
Yeah, one of those things, right?
That was a little.
All right, so who's winning? Who's winning that race?
They're all racing for second, hopefully.
Who's getting first?
We'll see.
Tommy.
Oh, foreshadowing. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move up to the U cars. The points leader of right now is Mr. Bill Eaker. He will represent the Air Force. I think Christian's race at Hampton Heat kind of messed him up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I don't think
about
he's,
Cody.
he didn't start last race either because he
Yeah,
had some
he had
engine
electrical
issues.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyler Borden will represent the Coast Guard. You get those end of the season gremlins, right? You never want those. All right, Mr. William Robinson will represent the Space Force.
I got the beginning of the season.
I mean, you still race more races than Jack, so.
Oh, that's true.
All right,
That's a plus.
Christian will represent the Army. And look, Donovan's going to get y'all to come out and race on Wednesday, too, so whenever he comes up.
All right, it ain't gonna be
Christian's
this
doing
year.
what now? Which one we get here?
Christian is going to be in the Army. Well, he's going to represent the Army. I don't know if he wants to join the Army or not. Hayden Sheldon will have the Marines on his car this weekend. And your favorite, Boo Boo to Zero,
Boo Boo to Zero.
will represent the United States Navy,
What did Bill get?
the Air Force.
He's retired Navy.
Yeah. If it was that easy, you know.
Right.
But it's not. What I the one of the things I like about this is you get to you get to start seeing who's got who and what branch of the military.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next will be the Grand Stocks. That is essentially going to be an entire field selected. So Chris Roberts, let's see, will represent the Space Force.
He's been flying.
Nick Sample will represent the Coast Guard. Tim Wilson will have the Army. Mike Parker, fourth in points, and number 22 will have the Navy. We're going to get Jack to do the next one. He can reach his hand or stop. Miss Autumn Weaver, the United States Marines. And last but not least, Garrett Bird will have the Air Force. in that bright yellow car. All right, you want to pick some? Or
No,
just want me to keep going?
you keep going.
Keep on a roll. Okay.
You're doing good, and I'm writing, so we're good.
All right. All right, so next up is the Enduros. All right, Stephen Flynn, our current points leader, will have the United States Navy. And then everybody on race day will get stickers to put on their cars. And the stickers that we have on the front of the trophy will get presented to the drivers as well, so they can show that they ran this year.
Okay, so everybody gets one to put on their
Absolutely,
phone.
absolutely. Alex Floroff, second in points, will represent the Marines. Charlie Bryant, Mr. Parts Barn himself, third in points, will represent the Space Force. His son Cody, who runs just about everything out here.
I know.
Fourth in points will represent the Air Force. That would have been crazy if it would have been one of his, like, where is he in the U cars?
He's probably towards the bottom. He had some bad races at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
He had like
yeah.
3 of the first 4
Yeah,
races.
that would have been interesting. to
Yeah,
have,
the motor, something happened to the motor.
yeah,
I remember that.
to double dip. But okay, Mikey Chin will represent the Army.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody has won it twice.
In the same night.
Yeah.
I have to go back to last year and see, because this is the second year that we've done that. So Zachary Hardline will get the Coast Guard. All right, so the modifieds, it's supposed to be the top 6. I did reach out to Chris Johnson because I know he's been doing a lot of travel.
Mhm.
So he is actually let me know that he is not going to be here racing this week.
Mhm.
So
we're
his
skipping him.
Yeah, going to the next person in line. That'll go to Jamie Samples. So
Okay.
he will be the last person to draw. But first up will be our points leader, Matt Carter. He will get the Coast Guard. And then Brad Adams. Let's see. We'll get the Marines.
Brad has
Yeah,
been.
is it Ricky Smoot or Rick Adovic?
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
point.
is
I
Smoot
think,
out of?
I think he's in this week.
Well,
I heard Smoot's not in the top 5 though. Rick Adovic's in the top 5.
yeah. So
That's a good point. That's a good
gonna
point.
be,
I saw Ricky Adovic. Ricky Smoot's an outlaw. You know?
I saw Ricky Smoot at North Wilkesboro trying to con people out of a ride.
How'd you get out of jail to go to North Wilkesboro?
Enough circus peanuts you can get anywhere.
Well, Rick is going to represent the Army, and that will be up to him if he would like to hand the ride over to the Outlaw.
So if Ricky Smoot shows up, then who takes Rick's spot?
Ricky
no,
Smoot,
I'm not
yeah.
prepared to
next-
answer those questions.
We're just gonna let it go at that like it is.
Shane Zupo will represent the Air Force. Kyle Fowler will represent the Space Force. And Jamie will have the Navy. Okay, which brings us to our last division, the late model stock cars. So the way that this will work this week, because they're running twin 50s, is it will be the first race. That will count towards the cup. The second
okay.
race will have the invert. It'll still count towards.
How long
the
has this been
points.
going on?
The Commander's Cup,
It's been a while.
it's been a while. And what we used to do is on the closest Memorial Day weekend, it would be the premier division running that night.
Okay.
Would have been the top 5 in points before the Space Force was added. And then whoever was the highest finishing driver in that division, typically the late models, sometimes the modifieds, just depended on how Memorial Day worked out.
Mm.
Those would be the division. That would be the division that we would focus on. This format that we're doing, where we get everybody together as a team, that started last year.
Mm.
But it's always been the best finish. So instead of doing just the best finish for one division, we just
An average of
put it on
everybody.
average on
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah. It seemed, I'm curious because I seem like I remember back when we run late models way back in the day. So I mean, you're talking 20 some years ago. I think when your dad was running late model, didn't they do the Commander's Cup then? There was something. It may not have been called the Commander's Cup.
I'm not sure.
It seemed like I remember something with the.
Well, the one person to ask, I mean, he's
He's old, yeah.
been around since like the Marines were formed. So I have a bad neck. Remember, I have a bad neck.
But he was on dirt then. He didn't.
Not that he's old as dirt.
No, pull the things and let's keep going.
All right. For the late models, points leader Brendan Queen will have the Army. Second place, Mr. Greg Edwards will have the Navy. Third place, Mark Works will have the Coast Guard. You might be able to check the comments. Somebody will be able to tell you. Check this
Randy
out.
Akers says we always see his shadows. That's because we're ugly.
Justin Quigley said that they're waiting to unlock new players. So rookie standout here, Ryan Matthews, 4th in points, will have the Marines.
Budget cuts. He was like, is it 6:40 or 7:45 yet? Chris Rose, why is it dark? It's this time of the year, like the camera screws up.
Justin Carroll will have the Air Force.
Seen Justin the weekend, tried to make the truck race. And
You know, that's unfortunate that they, the one time I guess I will go against how NASCAR's got their qualifications set up. You got the trucks there. They can fit on the track. Just run them. Just run them.
yeah, it's. But said he wasn't giving up. He was going to be in Bristol, so good for him.
Well, there you go. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Danny Edwards will represent the Space Force. Now, before I get out of here,
Hiding people's identity.
do you have the reverb up real high so they can't really tell what we're saying?
Right.
All right, so odds on favorite. I don't know. We know the teams. Who's taking the first ever Louis Pasteur's Commander's Cup home?
Can we get a readout of the teams?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I can in a minute because I got to go through and reorganize everything because I have them set up or separated by divisions. But I'll get out of the hot seat and I can square those away for you and have something for you in a minute.
Yeah, that'd be good because I got mine all over the place.
By division as well.
Yeah.
What branch was Louis in? Was he in the
Louis
Navy?
was in the Navy.
That's,
Mhm.
Well,
so hopefully that.
I'm pulling.
Got it.
I'm pulling for the Navy.
Yeah.
Any reason?
Huh?
Any reason?
I'm just partial to the Navy.
Okay. Well-
My team owner's retired Navy, so I got to go with the Navy myself. I mean, it's Louis. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that's the way that works.
Space Force.
Going Space Force? All right, well, I'll step out of y'all's way, let y'all get back to your show. I'll get an easier breakdown, and maybe we can get some picks before you guys
Okay.
sign up.
All right.
You want me to leave the cup here, or is it?
Yeah, you leave it right there.
All right.
That's not that easy.
I think everybody's taller than that.
I mean,
All right,
I'm
Miss
just
Amanda, we're
barely
gonna bring
taller
Miss
than-
Amanda over here.
Okay. Yay. Hi, guys. Oh, folks. Hello. Oh, that was great.
Brought all this stuff
It's like
here.
the worst.
Brought
Yeah,
all
well-
this stuff here. Geez,
Yes, I brought you guys a lot. Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Scott, I see you brought Scott a certificate of achievement.
Yes. I did.
I
For being
need it.
cool.
I need it. That's what you got. You got those when you raced, Jack.
Yes.
No, I
You get
actually,
free cheese stick.
I actually got trophies, and
You
I,
did?
yeah, I didn't get a win.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Did we?
guys
You're
are
not on
both
the show
winners.
officially. You need to go.
I love it.
Anyway, we got Amanda.
Hi.
How you say your last name?
Patneaude.
Patneaude.
I always tell people like a lymph node, and they're like, ah. So Patneaude. Much easier than the way it's spelled.
Well, I've been saying all kinds of things.
I
Anyway,
wasn't even going to try to murder that.
so anyway, she is with Papa John's, Hampton Roads Papa John's.
Yes.
And she graciously this year agreed to come on board with us. And we've been trying all year to get her here, and so we finally get her here. So we appreciate that. So tell us what's going on at Papa John's. We got pizza over here too, by the way.
Yeah.
We haven't got that yet.
Well, I'm excited to be here finally. I was dealing with deployment last year for a whole year. My husband just retired from the Navy, so that was why I couldn't.
So you're pulling for Navy too, then? Huh?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it, but I was like, but I did live in Langley Air Force Base, and I love the Air Force. So we always say that's like the nicer branch,
Oh, wow,
the
yeah.
ritzier, not like these Navy people, but we love it. Go Navy, go. But Papa John's, we are doing a lot of great things in the community. We just partnered up with Miley last year, Miley Smith, and we just did a fun little promotion with them and Virginia 811, where we were bringing awareness to National Safe Digging Day. Which, why is that important? Well, if you dig and you don't call them or email them or go on their Facebook, they could hit a line and that could affect your pizza delivery. So you don't want to do that. It would cut you off the internet.
I like it.
But yeah, Miley, we've been working with her and Steel Motorsports, Matt Carter. And the way that even came about, I have to say, is Marty Leverett. Shout out to you, Marty. I'm sure you're watching. And he's our, in-home Mr. Slice. And he kind of brought us in with Steel Motorsports. And then it just kind of evolved. And we were lucky enough to partner up with Miley. And who doesn't love an 11-year-old?
Yeah, right.
Racing a Bandolero and then the legacy. And it's really evolved over the last few years. We've been a sponsor of Langley Speedway for years back, and it's just exciting. It's exciting to watch her evolve too. So
she's getting a little bit of talent with her now. She's went to Charlotte and did decent down in Charlotte. I think they were just looking for seat time down there, and I think she did great. So
well, there's stiff competition down in Charlotte. I mean, it's competition here, but even another level down in Charlotte.
Now, the sad part about it is you had to team up with Virginia 811 and Brian Morehouse. So I mean that's pretty sad.
You don't have to say that because you're on camera.
No, it was really fun. It was a learning curve, but it was really cool to learn about something and to bring awareness. And that's what we like to do at Papa John's. We like to be a part of the community and how we can improve it, whether it's sponsoring a race car or just trying to help schools raise money, whatever it is. Like, it's just a lot of fun. And I'm from Southern California, so if you hear a like in there, sorry.
So how many local stores do you guys have?
We have 27 stores in Hampton Roads, from Williamsburg all the way to Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Suffolk. We're everywhere.
But there's not a sporting event in this area that doesn't have Papa John's as part of that. Whether it's in the food court at Harbor Park, they got Papa John's. They got Papa John's everywhere. So I mean, it's really cool.
Right now it's Patneaude, but we won't talk at Harbor Park.
Okay. Well, I just told
only there, but we are.
I just told a lie.
It's okay.
Right in front of the sponsor, Jack. Come on.
It's okay, but we are everywhere, and we are partnered with them. So with the Tide, what is it? The Tide.
Tides.
Yeah, the Tides. That's it. I'm like. But we, if we're not there, we can definitely get there. So if you're not happy with why not, it's okay.
Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing.
We are everywhere, though. We want to be everywhere, and that's the good part. We are just sponsoring Heritage Humane Society, so we are doing like a Furry Friends Friday, trying to bring awareness to the shelters because, as you guys know, those are also full. So.
Yes. Yeah, what about the Beagles not too long ago? They had like
we brought one of our furry friends with us named Robert Hibby.
I love it. It's awesome.
But it's great that Papa John's has got to be a part of everything around here. I mean, they make a big effort to do that. Probably more so than a lot of food establishments.
I would say so.
And so I think it's really great.
And who does all the TikToks and stuff?
That's me. That's me. Good. I'm glad you like them.
There's another TikTok thing. See, you get. We were talking about Hunter Waltrip and his TikToks.
Yeah.
Erin Goodman and her TikToks. And now we got Amanda with her TikTok. I sit and watch them all the time.
Yeah, so you gotta get Jack to do one. So
they're a lot of fun. Maybe I'll make one. I was taking pictures.
There's a weight limit.
No.
Well, guess
He's
what?
smaller than Mr. Slice, though. Mr. Slice is like a giant pizza.
Guess what, Hibby? You're not going to be adopted on Furry Pet Day.
I love it.
So anyway, tell us what we got here.
I brought you guys some fun stuff. I brought footballs, which they're for kids, but for some reason people like to give them to their dogs. I think they're chewy.
Oh yeah.
So that's always good.
Hey, Hibby.
And I brought you pop sockets. Those are a lot of fun. So they're just a little garlic cup, but I swear it's a conversation piece. So you put that on your phone. And
I'm gonna do that. too.
yeah. I got one for each of you. And then, scratch cards. These are super fun. So, and if you're watching and you want to get some, just message me on Facebook at HR Papa John's and you can get a hold of me. But these, you just scratch, reveal the deal and see what you won. So these are for you to give out to your guests or whatever. And then we also have bookmarks. So we do work with local libraries, work with schools, and these have like the school calendar. You get a free cookie.
Amanda, I hate to bother you.
Yeah.
But do you look at this crowd and think anybody that's got a book?
Audible.
Yeah, it's called the Jack Dodson show.
Audible. Maybe you don't need it for that, but at least you have the calendar
They're
and
kids,
the
they're
cookie.
kids.
Yeah, they're for the kids.
We have a rule book. That's where we put it. in the
Okay.
market.
And then fundraising cards. So if you need to fundraise, we can do that. These usually cost $10 for the customer. Our groups make $7 back on each card, 70%. That's better than any other fundraiser in Hampton Roads. And we have schools, little leagues, everything making a ton. And it's just got special offers from Papa John's, free items. So that is something huge. If you have kids that need fundraising, we can help with all that.
Okay.
So, and for fundraising inquiries, go to pjcheese.com. Super easy. So, yeah.
So who would they deal with when they go to somebody they deal with you or they got other people?
It's just me and Christina, and we kind of break it up and share. So either one of us can help you. And
Okay.
I tend to handle Facebook, and she handles the website. So
Oh, okay. Now,
yeah, and free papadilla.
redeem for one free papadilla.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
give those out.
I ain't giving that.
Thank goodness it's dark.
All we need is that code now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're gonna get the code, but yeah.
Now, what's the deal with the code? You said something about the code a minute ago.
Oh, so Jack Dodson Show has a code, and it's 25% off. Dodson 25.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
so save 25% just by putting in the code in the promo code box. Dodson 25. You can do it on your app. If you don't have the Papa John's app, get it because you're missing out on free stuff. Yeah, and we have something exciting coming, Papa Bowls. So it's like a pizza, but no pizza. It's just a bowl of all our like delicious toppings, and it's kind of
When is that? Is that out now?
It's going to be coming out soon. But if you're a Papa Rewards member and you've actually like downloaded the app, you always get first access to anything new. So, and that's like a Papa John's international thing, national. So.
Okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. You got a lot going on.
Oh
But
yeah.
Anytime like one of those new things come out, if it's something that you think it would be beneficial to send us,
Yeah.
come, we could.
I would
We
love
could
to
sample
send you
it.
some. I think we should do that.
Show.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
I think we should definitely do that. So when they come out, I will make sure I get you guys some. You just got it.
And you know what
Let me
you need to pay Scott a little bit of something. He's the only one who eats on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
I'm hungry, right?
Yeah, you're
yeah.
hungry. It's what
I-
it's for. It's to make you
I mean-
happy. Pizza makes
I mean,
people
they make a lot of
happy.
comments like, "Can you put the pizza down?"
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
"Oh, I'm hungry. I purposely don't eat
That's
dinner,
because
so
it
come
makes
here."
everyone want to order it. So
Right.
Dodson 25, guys, 25% off.
I mean, 25% is a lot.
It is, especially right now with the way the economy is.
Do they still have the shakaroni?
I no, but they bring it back.
Yeah.
But you can order like a
My canary's daughter works for Papa John's.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she was always making shakaroni.
yes. But we do have the New York style, which is kind of similar. It's almost similar. So you get to fold it. That's what people
Yes.
like.
Well, Amanda, we really appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here tonight and being a part of
Thank
this.
you.
Thanks
We
for letting
appreciate-
us be part of the family.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
really appreciate everything you do for us.
Well, thank
With
you.
getting us the pizza every week and feeding me and Scott. And sometimes we feed some of the people with us. Sometimes they're not worthy of it, so we don't give it to them.
Aw. Everybody is worthy of pizza.
I mean, it's got to be the easiest food for like if you're having an
is.
event or something. It's easy. Pizzas.
Yeah, and we can do. I need to get some, but we could do special pricing for any of you if you guys have a large order that's coming up. If it's super large, just let us know. We'll work out a deal. there's so many things that we can do. And instead of, when people ask, what can we do together? It's always, well, let's figure something out if we can't make it work. So that's the good thing with pizza. And everybody loves pizza. So,
Right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So,
And my grandson's birthday, we had Papa John's pizza. So that's
yes.
really,
Yeah. See, if you'd have had your code, you'd have got 25% off.
I know. And that's the
Or
reason
I could
why.
have hooked you up.
That's the
with a
reason
good
why.
deal.
That's the reason why I wrote it down. Now, how
Yeah.
far does how far west do you go?
We have a sister market in Richmond. That's not west, that's north. And I think just Hampton Roads is basically.
Okay, so you don't do Suffolk.
We do Suffolk.
Okay, good.
I'm all west.
That's all I need to know.
What's west? West, east, I don't know.
Not
That's
that
all right.
far west.
Now,
right?
now we got
That's why-
Mason Dunn. You'd have to understand him. Says you need a special combo for race teams because they would have.
Yeah, we can actually set that up for you. So if you guys are racing on Saturdays, I'm happy to do that.
He said you could pay him for the idea later.
Anyway, so yeah, reach out to me. You've got my contact. Always go to HR Papa John's on Facebook and just message me there, and I'll get you guys set up. But we'll work out something. You guys,
Bojangles used to have that for the Enduros. They were going to do a
Yeah.
Bojangles. You get
Oh,
a
really?
Langley special, which is like tailgate and something else for like 25, whatever bucks. So, yeah,
no,
Langley
thank
special.
you. We'll get a Langley
Speedway
special.
yeah.
There you go. Do a Langley
Sounds like a good
special.
idea.
Yeah, I think so. But yes, let's definitely get that. And, you
Well,
know,
Amanda, we
Thank
appreciate
you.
you being here with us tonight. Thank you for
You
taking
guys.
time out of your schedule to be here. I'm
Thank
glad,
you.
glad we finally got to meet you.
I
That's-
know it's been
Yeah.
forever.
You and I
I'm
talk on the
excited.
phone a lot, but I
Yeah.
talk on text messages and stuff. But anyway,
And look, if you
I'm
do the
excited to hear.
TikTok and if you make fun of Jack, that's a plus.
Okay. I love that.
If you-
Well, I
you know-
won't. I wouldn't. He's too nice. I love working
Come
with
on.
you guys, but
It would be fun.
she
You could
she
put,
wants
you know,
to come
make
back
him look
again.
like one of those little
She wants to come back
animals,
again.
You know, put the ears
yes,
and the nose on him.
So anyway,
It would
Oh,
be
we
popular.
can make him Mr. Slice.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes alive anyway. So.
all right, man. I appreciate you being
I'm
here.
gonna go.
Uh,
Thanks. Thank you guys.
Oh,
Now I
thank
get
you.
to slide out. I swear I had a baby. Sorry. Oops.
all right,
There we go.
Donovan, come on over here and see us real quick.
All right.
Talk to us
Thanks,
for a few minutes.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you later.
All right.
Woo, bye, guys.
I know. The pizza's right there. Hand me the pizza. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
All right, we got Donovan and Jewell here.
Which
with
one
us.
you got there?
A delicious slice of pepperoni.
Scott's and I ain't playing.
No, yeah.
Scott, no, Scott, no, I don't want it right now. I'll get mine
You want some?
when I'm not on air.
Okay.
So anyway, we got Donavan and Jewell here with us, who is Wacky Wednesday representative here tonight. Tell us a little bit about
Thought
Wacky
you'd never hear
Wednesday.
that, huh? Representative.
Representative,
Tell
yeah,
us a
there
little
you
bit
go.
about Wacky Wednesday and how things are going for you out there.
I'm actually having a pretty good season this year. Second for time trials and I can't remember if it's fourth or fifth for head-to-heads. So top 5 for both. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
It's not too shabby. No, for someone that's never been there or only been there, never participated. I mean, if I was going to say something, it would be, don't let what car you have or what car's out there discourage you. I mean, for crying out loud, my first time ever out here, I wanted to be the fast guy. You're not going to come in and be the fast guy. Not normally. I ran a 27-second lap time my first time out here, and I thought I was flying. I got out of the car, heart thumping, sweating, riled up. I looked up, saw the time, put my head down, tried to go hide somewhere. But
How did you get involved? How did you start? How did that happen?
honestly, I've always wanted to race cars. One, couldn't barely afford it, and two, just didn't really have much of an outlet. And I knew a couple of people that had either come out here or watched it, and just pretty much word of mouth. And you got to get through the butterflies when you've never done anything like that before. And once you get out there, man, you're gonna keep coming back every single week. You really are. I don't care if you're the slowest. I don't care if you made a fool of yourself. It's just too much fun not to keep coming out here for $15 and racing your car.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat $15 for track time. You just can't.
No, how many times do you get on the track?
Really
On a
depends.
typical
It-
night?
on a standard night, I mean, you got your time trials and you got head to heads, and then depending on how well you do in your head to heads, you might be on the track quite a bit.
Mm.
I mean, at minimum, you're getting your time trials and you're at least getting 2 times out there on for head to heads. If you lose,
Okay.
if you lose twice, that's it. But then we've got nights like for King of the Hill. So if you do well throughout the month, you get to come back out, and race for the King of the Hill event too after you've already done time trials and head to heads.
So what's King of the Hill?
King of the Hill is where they take you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong here, Justin.
Give it a shot.
Basically they take the group of the best guys from that month, whoever
And girls or Christmas.
and girls. I'm sorry. Crystal don't count. I mean,
Here we go. That's what I was waiting for. That you opened the door right there.
well, I knew you guys wanted trash talk. Everybody's been wanting trash talk. No,
Crystal came out here and said she was gonna whoop all your ass. I mean,
Well-
every one of you.
I will give her this. She has gotten so much better. When she first came out here, you couldn't get 5 foot away from her. She was asking every question. How do you do this? What do you do this? My car's doing this. How does this work? What is this going to do? If I do this, will this make it faster? What should I run for my pressures? What should I do?
She
All the time,
She
but you
didn't
know
trust
what?
Her husband.
Well, but in fairness, she did that because she was trying to absorb as much information as she could to get better, and she has. She's gotten a lot better. I'm not one to sit here and deny when someone's doing good, and she's a tough cookie. She's a tough one to race.
Well, talk some trash about her. I mean, some
Has she beaten you, or are you beating her?
I mean, it's been a mixture of both.
Mm.
It depends. It depends on how much she whines and moans that she wants that inside lane.
Does she complain a lot about that?
Listen, she's gotten better about that too. But I'll tell you right now, it was a tug of war fight for that inside lane. Every time she rolled up beside you, she's like, "I want inside lane." Well, so do I.
Is that the preferred?
Honestly, I would say that would be, but it's really depends on the car. Some guys really like some guys and girls, like the outside. Some of them like the inside. And sometimes it really depends on the track, depending on the temperature. A lot of us guys we're running, like 200 tread wear street racing tires, essentially. And you get out there on a cold night and there's no heat in those tires. You don't want to be on the outside. If you're running loose, you're,
Yeah, it's a little slick.
yeah. And, there's a whole lot less space between you and the wall. so it gets
Have
a
you
little
hit the
nerve
wall
wracking.
yet?
No, I got into a little bit
Till
of,
tomorrow.
don't wish me that, please. It's hard to find parts for an 89 CRX.
I know. I seen it. I'm like, who's that?
Yeah. Did you notice the passenger side door? Yeah. That was a little fender bender between me and Tug Arnold last season. I was gonna make a special sticker that had a picture of him pointing at it and said I did that, like you see on the gas pump for Biden.
Why didn't you?
We'll
We'll have him next week.
But yeah, no, it's
You need to do that. We got to stir something up here.
it is a great time though. You can't beat it, and then honestly, I have just as much fun in the pits. I've made tons of friends out here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a few close friends that we help each other out. We get each other motivated, hyped up, ready to go. Help each other with the cars if we need it. It turns into a little mini race team out there of folks with everybody trying to help everybody do better. And
Ricky Smoot says he's going to bring out his 72 Duster.
well, come on.
And a 6-pack of beer and show him what's up.
All right, the 6-pack of beer ain't gonna fly, unfortunately.
So
Probably calm the nerves a little
So
bit.
do you have a real hard problem with the officials on Wacky Wednesday?
No.
Like Justin.
I mean, I know Justin's trying new stuff, so occasionally we're down there cussing him out and says, "All right, this is different than last week. What's going on here? Why are they going first? Why are they going? Why is this lane go?" So you just kind of have to roll with it a little bit, honestly. And most of the folks out there, they know what's going on, and as long as you pay attention.
Most of them do.
I said most.
Most of them do.
You've got your special cases, but
Justin's got special cases.
Justin's just special in general.
So
I'm working hard on trying to get this.
Do you ever see yourself?
Who hasn't come out and raced yet?
I know. Everybody's telling them they just haven't been out there. I don't care if you're
Scared.
driving a minivan. Come out. I took my wife's Ford Flex out there and ran a 21-second lap in it.
And he wasn't the slowest that night.
No, I think I finished third in head-to-heads that night.
Is that right?
Yeah, everybody underestimated that car.
Bet you Andy Newsom would bring his van out and race it.
Huh?
Andy Newsom would bring his van out and race it.
You're stops a reefer with.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself graduating and maybe coming over to a Saturday night race?
Oh, trust me, I would love to if I could afford it. That's probably the biggest hurdle for me is wanting to do something Saturday night wise is being able to afford it. I've already got everything I've got going on plus 5 kiddos, so you tie all that together.
5 kids.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
got a pit crew.
I do,
Right?
They're,
A free
they're not
one,
quite
yeah.
there yet, though. I think I got maybe 2 that'll pick up. They can pick up a tire, maybe 3, but yeah, no. So I mean, it's something I'd love to do, but of course, money's there. I mean, I don't know, Papa John's, you could make something happen for me, but no, it's definitely I think it's a great outlet for people that are interested in getting into racing. They can come out and get a feel for it, realize if it's something they truly are passionate about and want to do, and then you've got several folks. You've got the Zero, you got Crystal, you got Sparky.
Bill came from Wacky Wednesday.
I mean, you got tons of folks that got their toes wet and decided to dive right in. So I mean, it's definitely a great opportunity for anybody. And like I said, at absolute minimum, you have a blast. You make great friends. I've got a couple of great guys out there. I see outside of the track all the time. Have a blast with. Rick Stott, me and him are constantly trying to figure out how to get our race to be nose to nose, and you always want the other one to win, but at the same time you want to win too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So there's that competitive fun in it, but we're also always trying to find that good race. Me and we got Sean Goodyan out there, that another buddy of mine, and he's getting faster and faster. I know his car can go faster, just like I know mine can. We're getting there. It's getting tough, man. Rick's just getting faster and faster. I think he just ran his fastest lap this past couple weeks ago. I think it was 1803 or something like that.
And that's from a dead stop, right? Or no?
No, that's rolling.
That's one, okay.
Yeah, that's rolling. That's you get a kind of a warm up lap coming into your first lap for your 2 hot laps, and then that's it there. Now the only thing from a dig is the head to heads.
Okay.
And then with the head to heads, you've got to negotiate inside, outside, negotiate your car lengths, and it's tough. Some people don't like to negotiate. Some people, they're trying to get. Well, yeah, you could, but in some cases, that's not a good deal for you. But so I'd say if the one challenging part that I think is the hurdle for everybody is figuring out everybody else's car and figuring out how to make a good race. My goal is always to try to have a nose finish. There's nothing better than finishing a race and not being sure which one of you won. That's the height. That's the height of the adrenaline right there.
Mm-hmm. Now, does the family come out on Wednesdays?
My wife actually races Wednesday nights with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's out here.
Is she faster than you?
No. I believe she has every potential to be, but she needs a faster car. She's
Why
in
don't
a
you let her
little.
use your car?
She doesn't want to. I've tried.
Mm.
I've tried. She's kind of afraid of my car, and she's got not the greatest knee, and I've got an extremely stiff clutch. So she's sort of getting out of. I'll tell you what, it's like pushing on air in hers. Can't even feel the clutch in that thing. But no, I mean she does really well. And she's constantly trying to improve. I think a lot of it is the car holding her up.
Mm.
So trying to find time and money to improve her situation so she can get a little faster too. What was the original question you just asked?
Oh, did the family come out on one?
Yeah. We bring the kids out sometimes. I'd love
And
for.
how old are the kids?
They range from 7 to 14.
Okay.
So-
No, you got a pit crew.
So, we've got our youngest. He's all about it. He loves coming out here. When we bring him out on Wednesday, he checks out all the cars. He thinks they're the most awesome thing in the world. Most of the other ones are more like this, or taking a nap somewhere. They're not that interested. They get bored. Sadly,
Right.
I wish I had all 5 of them just hooked, but
Well, I don't know. That gets expensive too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we talked several times about trying to get Johnny, the youngest, into into something like karts or bandoleros or something like that because he loves racing. He's, you go in his,
So off
you go in
the
his
karts.
bedroom, it's all
Carts are way cheaper to start out with. See if it's going to be something.
it's
That
all
bando is not.
it's all tracks and Matchbox cars, monster trucks throughout his whole bedroom. That's all he gets, all he ever wants. That's he's
So
crazy
he's the
about it.
favorite child.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he's the favorite. I love all of them.
Equally.
Scott trying to start something over.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not answering that one. No. But no, if I can guess which one's going to be in the garage with me the most as they get a little older, I think it's going to be him.
Mhm.
And I'm excited to see how excited he gets once he really gets his hands dirty with it. So that'll be pretty cool.
Well, it is cool, and I think you look like you're having a lot of fun out there
Oh yeah,
and enjoying it yourself.
yeah.
We'd love to see you come over on Saturday nights and do some racing too, but
Well, if I'm not mistaken, some of the Saturday nights are coming to Wednesdays here soon. At least that's the rumor
rumor?
I'm hearing. Oh, he's quiet over there.
now you done shut Justin up. Now you done something there.
Like I said, I'm not promising anything. I heard a rumor, but I think that'd be a fun night. Be really interesting.
A lot of rumors.
There's a lot of rumors.
A lot of rumors come out like that.
Yeah, everybody's talking.
So
We don't start stuff like that.
we've never rumors have never been started here on this show.
I mean, I couldn't believe all the stuff you said about Crystal before you got on the show.
Talking about him, right?
No, we're talking about you. I mean, calling her names was one thing. Jesus Christ, he got a race against her.
She knows we would never say anything.
Not about her. We.
Nah, you'd prefer to talk about Sparky, I'm sure.
Either one.
Anybody really?
Sparky's a different breed all on his own.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Donovan, we appreciate you being here and coming out and being a part of the show and everything.
Thanks
I
for
know you're
coming,
supposed
man.
to be going out to eat here in a little while.
Well, no, I don't know if I'm making that, but that's okay.
Okay.
I know you want some pizza. You don't have
Oh
to worry
no,
about it.
I'm good.
Well, Donovan, we appreciate you coming out. You
Man,
got any
yes, sir.
sponsors or anything you want to talk about?
I wish I had sponsors. I'll take some sponsors. I'd love some help on some tires and a couple of racing
Open your
seats.
checkbook up.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I mean, you want to be a sponsor?
Scott will. He's got a.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really
I have
appreciate
to
it.
remain neutral.
Yeah, I really hope some more folks come out. We'd love to see more car count, man. It's
Absolutely.
new faces are always fun.
All right. Well, we're gonna put you in here, but we got Paulie Hartwig on here too.
Okay.
Well, he done went off the air, so we might not have him. Oh, there he is.
Come on.
We figured we'll let you come.
Jesse Jones.
We'll let you sit here and let him see what
Henry
real
Jones
race car
Jr.
driver is.
Yeah, well, he did quite better than me at North Wilkesboro, so proof's in the pudding there.
All right.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
ready?
let's pull Paulie up here and talk to him.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hello.
Can you hear us? Can't hear you.
Oh, here we go again. You ain't messed up over there, are you?
No.
Can you hear him?
We don't hear you if you can hear us.
None of y'all know sign language? Come on now.
I know, right?
Talk to us when you.
People are asking, where's he at?
I know everybody wants to talk to him.
Can you put a poll up and bring in
Twice.
Ricky Smoot's asking if you put a poll up. Bring in some dancing. That's what I'm talking about.
Still can't hear you. Scream at us.
So wait 1 minute. This is a true professional show, Ricky. Can't you tell?
Ricky Smoot, this show is better than what you see in prison.
That's true. That's true. Mute button.
You ain't got the mute button on, do you?
Just because you can't hear him, don't mean you gotta talk louder. Let the microphone.
There's always a smart aleck in the place.
Well, we'll keep you on there, and when you get some, he said, "Don't get personal." Or don't get personal.
All right. Well, we're gonna go while waiting on you to get your volume straight. We're gonna
Switch out. Okay,
okay.
go ahead.
Switch them out, and we'll get with you in a
Come
second.
back.
And we got Jesse Jones,
What's going on, guys?
one of those fresh back from North Wilkesboro.
Fresh
Mhm.
back.
So tell us about North Wilkesboro, what it was like.
Well, someone told me they were like, when they were asking about how it was, I was like, yeah, had a couple pictures, and he just goes, oh man, you raced on hollowed ground. And that was the one thing I didn't realize I knew it was North Wilkesboro, and my dad was telling me about running out there back in like the 90s, and so he's trying to get me.
Is that where your dad lost the car in the trailer
No,
on the way to Wilkesboro? Or was it Martinsville?
It was.
I thought it was on the way to Wilkesboro.
It was near Southampton, but it wasn't from Southampton. It was like Orange County or something like that. No, he told me they qualified 5th out of 105, and then waited around until like 3 o'clock the next day, that Sunday, and finally hightailed it out of there. And they raced at like 8 that night.
Is that when the Cup cars were there? I don't remember. We ran there a couple of years. I don't remember seeing your dad was there.
It was only once.
Mm.
And he kept trying to tell me, he's like, yeah, it's like a big East Carolina. And it's D-shaped, but then we started talking a little more, and he was like, oh, it might be a little more like Myrtle Beach. Reminded me of Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Cheese grater track.
Yes.
14 degrees banking, long sweeping turns in there.
It's kind of almost like, because the back stretch is straight and the front stretch is kind of D-shaped, right?
I never really picked up on that.
No.
The biggest thing about that track is the uphill downhill.
Yes.
Because when you're sitting in the infield, you can actually see how the grandstands follow the natural curve of the track. And by the time it goes down where the sky boxes are at in turn 4, there's like a whole level and a half higher than that in turn 1.
It's wicked because if you're standing on pit road in 3 and 4, you can see 1 and 2. It's the only time I've ever stood on pit road and you can see the whole track.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go down to the where the tire shed was at, where the super lates were at in turn 2, and it's like a 15-foot cliff of rocks.
Yeah. We'd get our tires and then ride the cart down pit road.
It was
to where we were parked at.
It's great for them to the wheels to get to the pit, the tire shed. Coming back was a completely different story. But as far as racing, I'd hit off the rev limiter. Like when I got there, I was like, okay, they had 2 different size tires. I'm hitting the bigger tires, so I wouldn't bounce off the rev limiter anymore. I'd still hit it a couple times, chipping depending on how I drive into 1. But yeah, you gotta whoa it way up going into 1 because you're carrying so much straightaway speed. But then in 2, you can already get on the gas a lot because it's kind of like that uphill East Carolina thing. You can already feel it in 2. And you just bomb it down into 3 because you're carrying the uphill speed, and 3 is still kind of uphill a little bit too.
You'd have to lift. I'm surprised you couldn't hold it wide open.
My rev limiter is like 8,800. I was running 3rd gear there, which is weird because I run 4th gear at Bristol, Richmond, and Myrtle Beach. So
really?
It surprised the hell out of me, but it might have just been because we were also running like 14-inch wheels, the 795s instead of the 13s like the mini stocks would run.
All right, let's see if Paulie's ready to go. See if he can talk to us now. I see he's back.
Oops, I was going to put Jack on there.
Hello?
Can you hear it, or can you say anything now?
Hello?
Wait a minute. I think I got volume. All right, what you got?
Hello?
All right.
Hey, now. All right.
Sorry, we had to switch up devices.
That's all right.
It's just like radios in the car, man.
That's right.
Now, hey, look, the good thing about this is we're going to talk to somebody who actually won a race down there at North Wilkesboro. How was racing at North Wilkesboro for you?
It was really fun to win 2 in a row, actually. I thought I wasn't going to win the second one, but our car got really better at the end on the second night.
Now, I'm sitting here looking at you, and you're an 11-year-old. You went out and won 2 crate modified races at North Wilkesboro. you were against some of the, I guess, some of the big guys in modified. I mean, I knew a few of them. So how was that to be on the track with those guys?
Well, it was actually really good to beat them, like Burt Myers and Max McLaughlin. That's the only two I can remember that runs a Wheeling Tour. But it was actually really fun racing with Max McLaughlin for the lead with only 4 to go. I like passing, but I like less than 5 to go because it's better. You don't really want to be in the lead because you can just like catch them right away if they're saving and stuff, that you can set the pace.
So that's pretty cool that you did that. And now tell us how long you've been racing.
I've been racing for 2 years in the modified, and I've been racing 7 years total. Since
What
I was
did you start out in?
I started out in go-karts, and then I went to quarter midgets, then I went to slingshots, then I went to 4-cylinders, then 602 mods and tour mods.
So,
Jeez.
where are you from?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Wow. So where do you race up in New Jersey most of the time?
I don't really race at New Jersey. I'm not old enough to.
Oh, they
But
won't.
we normally run at PA, like Mahoning Valley and Evergreen. We're actually heading up to Evergreen this Friday, where my dad and me are gonna race together, like we raced at North Wilkesboro.
Now, hey, that's the next thing I wanted to ask you about too. How was it when you raced against your dad?
It's actually really fun, but we don't really get to really race with each other because he always wants to focus on me. But I really love racing with him. The first time ever we probably raced was like a year and a half ago.
Well, you know what you need to do? You need to tell him, don't worry about you. Because you done won races, okay? And he needs to worry about himself. And I want to see y'all come to the start finish line, side by side. Or would you dump him for a win? That's I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
yeah, I will.
You don't have no problems with that, huh?
No.
His dad will do it too.
It'll be a long drive home. No.
His dad will do it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Do you think your dad would dump you for a win?
Definitely.
No, he has to catch me first.
So was it intimidating racing with a lot of those guys that have been in the sport for so long when you're running this modified at Wilkesboro?
Yes, it was.
I mean,
did anybody come over and talk to you and give you some pointers or congratulate you at any?
Yeah, like Burt Myers, Max McLaughlin did, everyone else. They all went over, and the next morning, everybody went to our trail. I said, congratulations. At night, we got so much messages and calls.
wow. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Burt Myers, he's a big winner in the modifieds. So that's a big deal. He comes to see you. Maybe you could give him some tips because he's having a rough year.
Yeah.
Jesse, could you imagine we being 11 and we were already winning modified races? How much better we'd be right now?
Yeah. I mean,
was never
we might,
in the cards for us.
Yeah, we would peak at 11. That would be about it.
The last time cars were on the track at Wilkesboro was 11 years ago. So last time a car made a lap around Wilkesboro, that kid wasn't alive. He wasn't born, and now he's winning it all, right?
That's pretty big. That's a pretty big
Yeah.
deal for you, man. So, what are your expectations for the rest of this year, and what are you looking at doing down the road?
Well, just every race, just be smart, keep my head in the game, like don't wreck anyone and stuff. Just try to get the win and just keep these 4 wheels on it to roll it in a trailer. We can keep racing every week.
Yeah, that's pretty.
How much advice?
He's already smarter than me.
So how much time do you spend working on the car? Do you get out there and work on the car too?
Not really, but kind of some days.
Oh, okay. So does your dad, is he the one that keeps your car going and everything?
Yeah, and Bobby Geiger, he spends his butt off every shop and for 8 hours a day. Comes over every morning 9 a.m., 10 a.m., works his butt off to get these things in victory lane too with my dad.
Now, the thing you need to do, to be honest with you, is tell your dad not to touch your car. Because, tell him you're already beyond that. You're a winner now.
Yeah. We used to be alone. We used to not have Bobby Geiger a couple years ago. We used to do it by ourselves a lot. But our car wasn't really better when he got here.
So what are your plans for the rest of the year? What you got going on? Any big races or anything like that going on the rest of the year?
Evergreen this Friday, and King of the Green is going to North South Shootout in November.
Wow, okay. So
And the Tour Mod and the 602.
Oh, so you got a Tourmont and a 602.
Yes.
Ah.
The one time I ran a tour mod was at the North South Shootout. I started 19th, I finished 7th. And then I ran double duty there and I won the 602 mod at Caraway.
Now, what has your life been like since you won them 2 races at Wilkesboro? I've seen you been on different types of shows and everything. You're getting a whole lot of publicity out of that.
Yeah, a lot of shows being with me.
So, I mean, you know.
This one being the biggest.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Weight and tonnage.
you need to make sure you let everybody know you're on our show. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, you lose a lot of likes and a lot of followers.
you didn't have to say it like that either.
A lot of new fans though.
You can see we haven't even asked your dad to be on the show yet, so
Well, he's got to win first.
Yeah, we got to see him win this year before we can bring him on.
Yeah, he has to beat me first.
I got to ask, what's going through your mind the last 5 or 10 laps of both of those races that you won? I mean, the severity of the race and how big it is and the people you're beating is a pretty big deal. So what's going through your mind those last few laps?
Well, I wanted to stay smart. The first night I was riding that we don't burn off the tires, that we can just go hard the next night. But then the next night I just glided for like halfway and then started going hard. And I started getting loose like the last 10 laps. We're not really loose, but a little bit loose.
So who coaches you or helps you with driving?
My dad.
Yeah, you got to give him some credit, huh?
And I had a spotter for 2 nights, Brad Newman. He kept on calming me down and stuff.
Did you get rung up during the race?
Yeah.
You did? Wow.
What'd you say?
I said you got rung up during the race. You got a little upset during the race, and he had to call you.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say it doesn't strike me as somebody that gets excited.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, do you give people driving lessons?
No.
You know, would you be interested in doing that sometime?
Yeah.
I got 2 drivers sitting here beside me. They need some lessons.
I'll give my dad some lessons. Every time when I'm making practice, he tries to catch me and he's running too hard and he gets himself loose and almost spins out every lap.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad when he has to do all that just to catch up with you.
Yeah.
I'm just run half throttle, maybe make him feel good.
You know what you ought to do is the next race that you 2 race together, let him catch up to you a little bit, and then just drive away from him, and that way make him feel real sad. Then,
or just let him get in front of you and just put the bumper to him every little bit every lap.
The first ever time they raced it like an evergreen mod, and I raced a 602 mod King of the Green. I put the bumper on him, so he went high and tried to let me. He thought it was someone else, but when I blew by him after the race, he said, "I thought it wasn't you." And blow his mind, he tried to catch me, and he was driving too hard.
Wow. What you need to do when you pass him is just wave at him.
Yeah.
Now he says game on Friday night. He's already said game on. So
don't try to drive too hard. You'll spin out first lap if you try.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna let that. I'm not even gonna try to touch that one right now. I'll let that one go. So anyway, do you have any sponsors that help you out with your racing?
Well, Asian Landscape and LG Lango, they help me a lot. Jersey Shore Construction, Zyna Fabrication, B&B Paving, Morgantini Race Engines, Velocita, LaJoy of Seating, Oval Speed Unlimited, Prime Construction, B&R Fabrication, PSR Products, South Car Care, Surfside Collision, First Horizon, Quality Heat and Air, K2 Motorsports, Tin Man Fabrication, Moyer Trucking, Golden State Auto Body, Donnie Watts Racing, LBI Pest Control, Vazir Guard Pools, Natural Designs for doing our cars, Jones Racing Products, Waddell at Racing Electrons.
Dude's got a paragraph of sponsors. We got a sentence.
I just go 1, 2, 3. All right. But that's awesome. That probably helps you a lot, especially since you have to travel so much.
Well, I hope you survive Friday night. It seems like Dad's already making plans that he's going to take care of you Friday night.
Yeah.
Where do you keep your cars at?
What'd you say?
Where do you keep your cars at?
At our house. Yeah.
Okay. Is your dad's car there too?
Yeah. We have like 7 modifieds.
Or you got 7 modifieds? Jesus Christ. I'm telling you what, that's pretty good. Well, you need to take yours out and put them somewhere else so your dad can't get to them.
And I also got to thank our lap sponsors.
Your what?
Our lap sponsors.
Lap sponsors. You got lap sponsors?
Yeah, it's like you do the laps of the race and you do like $15 a lap. You can do as many laps as you want.
Wow. So you pick up pretty good money there on that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
Paul,
tires too.
we appreciate you being with us tonight. Thank you for taking time out to talk to us. Congratulations on, man, you are something else. I have to give it to you. Get 2 wins at North Wilkesboro. That's really cool to hear about. And hopefully maybe sometime you'll get down this way and we'll get to see you race down here.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And look, tell Dad, I know he's not home right now, but tell Dad not to go nowhere near your car in the next 2 days.
All right. He's
All right.
watching right now.
Okay. I'll tell him, don't get near his car for the next 2 days.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy. Good luck, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Man, can you imagine? I mean,
He said he's 11. He's like, well, I've been racing 7 years. I was just like, and then went through like 5 different divisions. I was like, that's just like a different, like, oh, okay, next year.
Yeah,
we need
potty
something
training,
bigger.
go-karts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you imagine I can't imagine that there's not a team that didn't hear about him. I mean, I'm sure everybody did. That can't be looking at him, was going to pay attention to him for the next couple of years.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
to
they
11
got-
years
they got-
old to beat the guys that he's did.
It was like when Minnie Tyrell was racing late models when he was 10 and 11, right? And
Yeah.
all the experience he had when he turned 14 to go run NASCAR tracks.
But look,
It's the same thing.
Look at the kid over in Williamsburg. He's 11 years old. And he won again this week in Orange County.
True, yes.
So, I mean, it's unbelievable that these kids are, driving, winning races. And
Yeah, but I think the modified
and-
takes a little
you
bit
and Jess are
more
sitting here and can't get one.
concentration.
Well, we're fine drivers. We're just underfunded. Okay.
That's right. There you go, Jesse. We just don't have the money or the equipment.
Yeah. Let's get some mods and let's go.
I mean, let's face it. To be 11 years old, though, you can have the best equipment in the world. It's not going to make you fast.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's hard to believe.
And I can actually see his dad spinning out trying to catch him because I'd be doing the same thing. I'm trying to do the same thing.
11-year-old kid whooping you up. I mean,
I go by.
I just gonna get to another division if I got. I didn't like that division. I didn't want to show him up. His dad.
I don't want
Want him
to.
to have his own.
But Jeremy Gerstner was in that race.
Yes, and he I think
He no
7th,
slouch.
or no, he got 7th. I think when something happened. First.
So he's no slouch, and they had some names in that 602.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing for him to be in. So anyway,
I mean, the bad part is like, where can you race? I mean, with his age, you got to go to a
Outlaw tracks.
Exactly. Which is why he just outright, nope, not in Jersey. Got to go to Pennsylvania.
I mean, that's I can't remember because I know we were talking about it last week that I think they could race at other tracks, but they had to, if I'm not mistaken, and they could correct me if I'm wrong, they had to pay for an insurance policy, which was outrageously expensive per race.
That's why he was running at Shenandoah.
Correct.
For the first couple of years and everything before he went outward. I think we had at Kinley in either 2016 at the class with the Thanksgiving Classic, either 16 or 17. We saw his first NASCAR race, like because he turned 14 like a week or two before.
Something like that. But I think there's a few places they did pay for the policy for him to get experience.
yeah.
Because I remember Evan Horn, he was running they put them in late model before they got them in a modified. And Big John was telling me like, oh, we're going to Caraway or Orange County. It was like, it seemed like those were the two, because you could run limiteds there at like 13 or 14 or whatever it was. And they were just waiting for, and that's why Chet and Eric Morris always ran Shenandoah. But I had, first time I ran with Chet, not at Shenandoah, was at Franklin County. And he was only like 14 or something like that at the time. So,
Wow. That's a lot of talent for a kid to be going through like that right now. Those two of those two kids, both of them 11 years old, and are
Winning
front.
quality
the
races.
the talent is already there.
yeah.
Right.
That's the
And
impressive.
a lot of them young kids, like they're fast, they're quick for a lap, but they can't raid, or they like drive through people and that kind of stuff. So a lot of them are one track wonders, but it's cool to see somebody like that that's fast everywhere.
It's experience. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
but I mean,
And he doesn't have a home track, so he has to learn it every time.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So tell us about your experiences some more about. Tell us some more about your stuff. I mean, you know.
Oh, I'm
What was
looking.
it like?
I'm gonna follow him up really well. All right.
I mean, what was it like when you pulled up to the racetrack? I'd been there years and years ago, and it's a very neat.
Well,
And
like
it's in the middle of nowhere.
like every track, we pull up there, and Hibby puts on Copperhead Road.
by Steve Earle.
Yes, that's always the entry theme.
Mhm.
But yeah, because I saw the mini stocks, all my buddies that I raced with there, they did it the week before, and they were lined up down the road because they were trying to get in with all those mods. They had like 40 some mini stocks, however many mods there were, because they were running the same week that Paulie was. So we're like, oh shoot, well, all right, well, let's just get there and whatever. And we roll up there, and there's like, you're in like just on a little curve or whatever. There's the road right there, or that they had like 6 haulers at, and then it was road, and there's 6 haulers and fence. And I start to walk up to figure out what's going on, and some lady's like grabbing her trash can. She's like, and y'all are gonna move. We're trying to take we're trying to take the boat out. And I was just like, hauler gates open in 10 minutes. We'll start siphoning in. She's like, oh, okay, all right. But yeah, no, I mean, because they're in the middle of ripping everything down. We like as we're waiting for our pit pass, I've already ripped down the grandstands on the back stretch, and just like one of the press boxes or sky boxes was left. But it looked like they were just ripping down in sections, not to just completely collapse it. But yeah, no,
Did they give you like an old style pit pass like back in the day? I was just curious.
it was just white.
A lot of
Like
this-
it didn't have any name or anything on it. It was just white, because I went the next day. I went to go get jerky, and the girl's like, "Oh, would you just get out of jail?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Or hospital." I was like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Carnival?" And I was like, "Kind of."
The pit pass for my scooter, for my Ruckus scooter. That shout out to Andrew Hunn, let me borrow. That was the old school North Wilkesboro logo.
Okay.
And everything. He put that on my car. But I told Jesse, I said, yeah, I hadn't felt that kind of excitement and positivity and nostalgia around a racetrack since probably like when Langley reopened in 2017. Just this feeling like this community of everybody there. The fact that we're doing this, right? Like we're doing this, we're racing on hollow ground. Was it a bit temporary here and there? But they did a really good job of making it clean and feel like a racetrack. Jesse and I, we've been to a lot worse racetracks that we run every week than how that place was.
Yeah, and I like how they left they didn't paint everything. And
Yeah.
it's kind of had the old school logos.
Oh,
I know some of them they kind of blurred out for
And I was
sponsor
worried.
reasons.
We were worried the track was going to be worn out, and it was cheese grater, but it wasn't worn out. You could definitely race it, and it definitely took a lot of rubber after the late models ran.
Was it hard on tires?
Well, I didn't race long enough for it to become a factor.
Mm.
But no, I mean, I bought like 2, like I said, I had to get 2 bigger size tires for the gearing, threw them on the rights and went out there, and there wasn't a lot of fall off. Like in the second feature, I think I got to lap 20, and then I was running like 10th. I qualified like 10th out of 27 cars, and they all of a sudden, like from third back, all of a sudden just started coming like right towards me. And I was like, oh, okay, is this where the tire fall off's going to help me out? Well, it didn't, because then I had issues after that. But yeah, I mean, my buddy Shane Knipe sent me a picture of his tire from his mini stock, shredded. I mean, I don't know if it was right front, probably right rear, but you could see one little tread on one side of it, and it was just all the way across it.
I was wondering. I mean, I'm sure that's from age because back in when we ran late models, it was fairly easy on tires.
Mhm.
Like I forget.
You know,
I think
speed of the
Brandon.
banking,
Yeah, I think Brandon Butler. I think went. I can't remember if he set on the pole. I think he qualified third or so because the second time we went, Townsend to give us his setup, and he qualified on 22 lap tires and ran the race because the place just wasn't real abrasive on tires.
Supers couldn't get a lot of tires. They were having problems getting tires, so that's why they only did a 75 lap feature, a break at 40, and they got 6 tires for the whole weekend. So they had to qualify, heat race on the same set, and the race on the same set to lap 40, and they could put 2 on.
Okay.
And they didn't back up the modifieds the first week backed up like they were 3-4 seconds off at the start. Everybody's saving tires, right? When the supers took the green, they dropped about 1.3, 1.4 seconds from qualifying times, which is not, in my opinion, not very different than late models here, Hampton Heat, late models around.
Yeah,
So
I think that
dropping a
the
second
pace
or
was pretty
second
slow
and
on
a half.
Hampton.
Yeah. So the pace backed up or whatever, and then this I think overall it was like maybe a 2.5, 3 second drop from start to finish in times or whatever. But it made for good racing. It definitely made for good racing. Sammy Smith was the class of the field, though.
Just like Tom Gosser.
Yeah, Tom Gosser.
Yeah, we the Boers series, Tom Gosser swept both races. I started right behind him and I qualified 5th in the first race. He pulled a 4 for invert. So I was like, all right, I can just follow him. And Hippie's like, I was watching him. He was basically rim riding the whole time, running the high line. And I was like, well, I'll just try to follow him in lap 2. I was like, nope, not going to be able to do that.
Same guy that won Bristol in the compacts.
Yeah,
2 years in a row. It's a tiny little lightweight Civic EK hatch with a K motor, and it's a Charlie Bryant's engine in a car that weighs a third of the weight.
Yeah, I mean, he had that car there, which actually I was running against Gosser. I think last time I went to Bristol, or second to last time I went to Bristol. And he wound up coming in second or whatever. He's obviously gotten his stuff down and figured it out. And then just Boers in general, like that was the one thing. Like I love running with Carolina Mini Stop Challenge with Travis. He does, he got us at Rockingham last month, which was what we ran it as the road course instead of the full oval. But again, he was doing that to try to get our foot in the door to run Rockingham next year. I think he said that we have plans to run the Little Rock on the back stretch, the Martinsville style racetrack. But yeah, Boers, they do a bucket list track every year. In fact, it's their 10th anniversary, so I made sure to get the shirt on it. This was their bucket list track this year. Last year they ran with the All-American 400 at Nashville. I mean, they run big races. They run up, Lucas Oil and Winchester normally.
Five Flags.
Well, Five Flags was their bucket list the year before.
Okay.
The first time I went with them to Bristol, that was their bucket list track. So they'll do something different every year. And I mean, the guys at North Wilkesboro loved it. It was all XR crew because that's who put it on. I guess you rent the track or whatnot. Because everyone from Racetrack Revival with was it Brandon Brown?
Yeah, Brandon Brown that runs pit road here.
Yep.
He's the lead pit road, the lead promoter for the event.
Yeah, for the Racetrack Revival. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it was great. The program was awesome. I mean, it was just us and super late models. So you have the fastest, the slowest cars, against the fastest, both top notch series. Don't get me wrong, but I like that. It was just kind of complimentary, and I mean, sold out second night. It was just us and then a couple heats for the first night.
I hope that North Wilkesboro will come back and the people will go. I mean, you've had what, 4 or so races there now, and it was unbelievable crowd.
Yeah, even Friday night was busy. Like it wasn't sold out, but it was like Hampton Heat here kind of thing. It was busy. Saturday night you couldn't get a seat, man, and it was slammed. There was excitement everywhere. The concessions were reasonable priced. Like you could get a barbecue sandwich and everything for $5.
Well, they just
stuff for $5.
Well, everything was temporary. Like they were talking about how they're ripping down the original press box, so they were in one over on the side. Everything was looking, like it was about to come down. So they just had porta johns, had tons of them that never wait for one. Then they had food trucks down there too.
Okay.
And they even had the brewery that's sponsoring that dirt late model that they already been posting pictures of, Copper Barrel.
Yeah.
And that was sitting right there.
Very cool looking race car. Super cool looking car.
They had their brewery set up right there, a bunch of good other food
but
trucks.
they were using like the original like gift shop, like apparel rooms and stuff, or like
Mhm.
selling stuff. And they would sell ice cream, and I said the prices were reasonable. They had the coolest thing. Obviously, they had the elevator working for the winter, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so the joke was everybody's going elevator hunting, right, and everything. And Gosser got to ride it twice, which we were very envious of.
Hey, we get to ride it. Well, we get to ride the A elevator twice.
Yeah.
One up, one down.
That is neat. That was one. I think that was the only track back in the day that did it. Well, no, didn't Bristol used to be on the roof?
It still is. You
But
drive
you
up.
drive up
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
you drive up. It's a ramp, and they still do it today.
Right. But
It's on top
didn't
of
it?
like.
Wasn't it a lift though at one time?
Indy's got a lift.
That's
Yeah.
That's
right.
it.
Yeah, yes, but Mr. Penske added that lap.
Yeah,
So
but I'm saying, but Lindy,
But yes, they have
Indy's got a lift.
Yeah, but wouldn't Bristol originally have a lift that would lift a car up there as
I
well?
thought you had to drive on
it is a ramp. It is a
Yeah,
ramp.
it is now, but I
Yeah.
thought it was a lift back in the day. I
And
don't know.
good old Tom Gosser's been on top of the roof at Bristol
Yeah,
and
both.
and
Mhm.
ridden the elevator North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, I mean North Wilkesboro is a neat place. I'm curious to what's going to happen because I mean nobody has said they're pretty tight-lipped about it. I mean I wouldn't be surprised the way the Cup schedule is going. It's not. I think we're past the time of it's going to be every year you got to race at this track kind of thing. I think that's gone, and I think they're going to move. I think those people still have the rights to the date. You know, like
Okay.
Bruton Smith and stuff. They still sort of own that.
They
that
lost the date to Texas, right? That was the
Well,
whole
yeah,
exchange.
yeah, but they rented that other track and promoted it, so it was still their event.
Yes.
It wasn't at their racetrack, but it was their event. So, and they own, Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see that maybe they would come back, and it may not be every year or every couple of years or something along those lines.
Well, the baby steps of it is you're going to start with something like ARCA, ARCA or
I mean, they gotta put the
maybe a truck.
Safer barrier there.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
they're
they would have
doing.
to.
That's
Since
what
they're
they're doing.
ripping
They're
it
going to take
down.
all the money from the Rescue Act. And I think that Northwest got to sign what we heard down there was they got to sign $19.4 million. So after they rip it up and run dirt in October, they're going to level the grandstands and redo a lot of the area. Obviously, safer barriers, new racing surface,
I hope
new
they keep
buildings in
the
the infield.
characteristics of the track. the
And
same.
I think
I would think
the general
elevation.
track, the
Yeah.
elevation in general, the track configuration is going to stay the same. And yeah, the plan is that either 23 or 24 or 24
yeah.
start with trucks, and then maybe all like trucks in the fall, Xfinity in the spring,
Mhm.
and vice versa, and start with that, and then and see how those things go. Because if trucks can run IRP, right? If they can run Knoxville, they can run Wilkesboro, right? Like
Yeah.
And then we're talking about Vor said, "Oh, we're definitely going to come back. That way we can run it in both configurations as well."
already been invited back by XR.
Yep.
Already been invited back.
Now, did you meet anybody famous out there?
Gage Martinez. Yep. In fact, we got posted on his page.
Yeah, we might get Martinez. Ernie Irving, whatever.
Ernie
Yeah, we
Irvin,
might
Ernie
get
Irvin
Martinez.
was there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what was it? Someone in the super lates missed his track record by 0.008 of a second.
Oh no.
Yeah, the pole missed Ernie Irvin's
So
track.
Ernie
record
has
by-
the track.
Yeah,
And-
Ernie
and
Irvin's
his
son-
son was
and his
running
son
there
racing
too,
the
so he was
Supers.
there.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
interviewing him and stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Ernie
okay.
Irvin has the Cup track record. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and whoever had the pole, I can't remember off the top of my head, missed the overall track record by like 0.008 or something.
That's crazy. Well, I had read the Super though.
Yeah, in the Super.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
The technology change. I can imagine what a Cup car would be. Second faster.
Hey, Supers are faster than the Cup cars at Bristol
Are they?
by a couple tenths. Yeah, that's the whole thing. The stock car track record at Bristol, Noah Gragson has it in a Super Late model in the U.S. Short Track Nationals. I think in 2016 or 2017.
That doesn't surprise me because sometimes people think a ton more horsepower makes you faster, and I mean, sometimes it doesn't.
It doesn't at Bowman Gray.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
time.
Jesse, appreciate you being here tonight,
Absolutely.
man. Thank you for coming, giving us an update on your great run down at Wilkesboro.
Yep. Hopefully it was all in preparation to go back to Dominion this weekend. I'm second in points at Dominion.
Oh, are you?
So yep, I got 1 win in 2 seconds. Chris Kurtz has won twice in 1 second. We've traded, and I think I got a lot of homework done that I can try to bring it back there and
Oh, you're on.
get it
So where
done.
else are you gonna be racing besides Dominion?
I got a boat. I'm gonna go out in the water.
Okay.
instead.
We'll run the Classic in November.
Ask the PR guy.
Yeah, my PR's got him. And then and he'll get me back on the show for what? How many times I've been on the show now?
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
It was the time I gave that quarter panel away. The first time I went to Bristol. The second time I went to Bristol, where you got one of your lowest rated reviews.
Yeah, that's when everybody was mad at you.
When I announced
about that.
when I announced the grand stock, when I
yeah.
was driver of the week. So this is at least like I think it's like the 7th or something like that. Why do y'all keep reminding me of that?
We kind of wondered
Well,
that
we don't
ourselves.
know. That's a good question. We're going to reevaluate this after you leave.
We'll sit down.
You got a good PR guy.
Exactly.
You might want to have to hire him back.
We'll see. You just got to trust the process, right?
That's right.
All right, that's our show for tonight. We appreciate everybody being with us
Thanks,
tonight.
Jesse.
And Jesse, appreciate you being here. Paulie, appreciate you coming on tonight. Amanda, Donavan, there was a lot of stuff going on tonight. But anyway, Justin Kern sitting in there. I don't know what he's doing now, but anyway. Next week we're going to have a variety show, kind of. We're going to have Kevin Canner. He's going to be here with us, or not be here with us. He's going to be on the show next week. He just won his 100th modified 4 race at Kingsport. So we're going to have him on. And then we're going to have Dennis Hertz. Dennis Hertz.
Okay.
He is a German car owner. And he's going to try to run some cup races, or he's going to try to get somebody in a cup race in his car.
He's going to be a team owner.
Maybe he's a German car owner.
They're looking for race car drivers.
So am I. The 5J, that guy ain't coming.
You may have to fire him.
Did you see him running the Westboro?
No, matter of fact, I didn't. But anyway, he's going to be with us next week too. So anyway, that's our show, and appreciate everybody being here. Please share and like our show, even though Jesse
and don't
was on
forget
it.
the Dodson 25 get 25% off.
Hey, I knew nothing about that till she mentioned it on here, so that's pretty cool. So anyway,
Pop sockets, got scratchy lottery for pizzas.
you can have that.
Ooh.
You can have one.
Well, that was worth the trip.
Yeah, you might get something good out of that. Matter of fact, here you go. Try one of those.
Ooh, a papadilla.
They're actually pretty good.
So anyway,
we had them a couple times.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you again next week, next Tuesday night.